Hi, this is Andy Wallace with zInspector, and today I'm going to talk about a feature called user groups. And so what this can be used for, the most common examples we see are if you're set up, for example, if in an account manager style, so different people work on different units, then what that's going to do for you is that when each person will log in to the inspection history under timeline, they're only going to see inspection data for their units. Or as well as they're only going to see their properties both in the property list here on the website as well as in all the properties to select from on the mobile app. So this is all going to be customized on a per user basis within your entire account. Now, another common example for this is if you are an apartment building, or you maybe have a series of apartment buildings. You may set one or two users at each apartment building, for example, so that they only see their units, where other people can see their units for their building, and then your management may see all units across the board. So in this account here, I've got some inspection data. So we've got some lake apartments data, and I've got some also single family home inspection data all mixed in. Now I'm just going to show you here on the properties page. So these are the list of properties, or really units, that we're going to have on this account. So again, some of these would be single family homes, for example, and here is our lake apartments. Now what we're going to want to do here is as for this example, I'm going to assign two different users so that they can only see data for the Lake Apartments apartment building, and I'm going to set my third user so that they can see everything else, so for all these other single family homes. So let's see how we're going to do that. So first, going to go into the Group tab. Here are these three different users. I got myself, and I'm going to be the single family home residential manager, and then here I've got these two different users. Normally it's going to be someone's name, but here I've got the property manager, and I've got perhaps the maintenance supervisor. So now I'm going to go to user groups, and here you can see all three of these users right now are set to all units so that they can see all units associated with the account. But what I'm going to first do is I'm going to create the user group. So I'm going to say I've got this one called single family, and different people do this different ways. Some people may say single family, or some people may say the west side of town, or just a particular's name if you're really in a true account manager style. So it just kind of depends on your setup. And then I'm going to create another user group called Lake. And so this is for the Lake Apartments. I'm actually going to assign both of these users to the user group. So now here, once I've got the user group set up, then here I can change this person. So this is kind of how it's set up. So that Andrew Wallace can see these single family properties, and Lake Apartments, the property manager, maintenance supervisor, they're only going to see units associated with the Lake user group. Now I'm just going to show you this. So when I go into timeline now to my existing inspection data, I'm actually not going to see anything anymore, right? So because I'm going to see timeline, there's nothing here. Same thing here with my properties, there's no properties here. So why is that? Because we haven't put those units yet in the correct user group. So how do we do that? You can get there in a couple different places. If we got to go to the admin's property page, you can see that here under admin's property page. You can also get there by going to group. Under user group, there's a direct link right here for the admin's property page. So I'm going to click here. So now this is all of your units, and you can see here, now you see a user group column. And so these now are all associated with all units. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to first put my Lake apartment units, everything associated with Lake. I'm going to put it in here, and you could use any combination of zip code, the city, the state, any of these fields in here to essentially build this table. Now once you have this table, you can check them one by one. You can see as soon as I've checked it, it gives me some options up here, and one of them is called a user group. But what I'm going to actually do here is select all of them, so they're all selected, and I'm going to pick the user group. So I'm going to hit user group, and I'm going to apply them to the Lake user group. Okay, so now there they are, and you can see here they are all in the Lake user group. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this not feature. So if I put an exclamation point there, this is going to be everything other than lake. That's all in here. Now I'm also going to make this so that it's really only the properties in Davis are associated with this kind of particular single user group. And so that's just kind of another filter. So I'm going to select all of those, and I'm going to apply them to the single family user group. So it's just kind of an example of how you could do this. Certainly there's a lot of options, but now when you look down in these units, you can see here they're applied to different people. These are your single families. This is just still in the all category. Here's single family, and here is lake. It's all searchable as well, so I could show me everything in my single family user group or show me everything in my lake user group. So now I'm logged in here under the user, which is assigned to the lake user group, or excuse me, to the single family user group. So when I go to timeline, now I'm going to see that data here. Okay. Similarly, when I go to properties, those are just the properties that I'm going to see. Now I can go at any time, and I can go to group and back to user groups. And so let's say maybe someone's out of town, or I need to cover something. I could just switch this user to like the lake, and now across the board on their mobile app, on the website, they're only going to see those units. I could change it to say all units, for example, and it's still going to be that under the all properties page here, I can see all these units, and they're still assigned to the single family user group, but I can go back and forth and change that as I need it on a per user basis. So it's a really powerful feature, and we'd love to know how you're using it. Give us any feedback at support@zInspector.com. Just let us know if you have any questions. We are here to help you out. Take care.